All I gotta say is how you doing? How you doing?
So here's my first episode. I was driving, we were going to a party. Me, my sister-in-law, her friend, and my friend and another friend. And the other friend who was visiting from California has a little weed problem. Sorry.
Scandalous.
Drugs are bad. So, but I don't allow that in my car. So we pulled over at a park in Queens, Baisley Pond Park, at 10 o'clock at night, and pulled into the parking lot, which the park was closed at 9. So they get out and go do their due. 3 of them. Me and my sister-in-law stayed in the car.
Very good.
So then they finished. They come in the car. Like, we saw cops in the distance, but we didn't know they were after us. So I pull out of the parking lot, and literally they come running.
What?
I'm like, oh shit. One person was like, go. I'm like, no, I can't. I've never broken the law. So I stopped, and they come like, where are you trying to go? They thought I was trying to flee. I was not trying to flee. And I told them, I said, I didn't even see you guys. Like, I didn't think you, I saw you, but I didn't think you were really coming after us. So they take my keys. They take my keys. And we all there. We had to give ID. My sister-in-law didn't have her ID. You could get locked up for that on your own.
Right.
So we gave our ID. It's kind of dead. I don't have a driver's license, by the way, but I had 4 licensed drivers in the car. But
Chelsea, this is not rocket science over here.
Listen, so
You take it. People who can't even speak English pass this test.
Well, so moving right along, they're like all wide. Oh, I forgot to mention that when I stopped the car when the police came, my friend threw something out of the car. And then when they came, what did you get? Oh, I dropped my liner. Because she was doing her lips because we were going to a party. And so he was like, why didn't you guys just do this in the house? You know, why are you in a closed park at night? So, moving right along, they're like, you know, oh, you guys are going to get a ticket. And we're like, okay, a ticket's okay. Here comes another 2 cops in a paddy wagon.
What?
Then they come, and I have to get Rachel for a minute because the first 2 cops that came that were like they're giving us a ticket were of Hispanic descent. Then come they were white cops who came just shaking their head. They're the ones who made us get out of the car, had us lined up along Baisley Boulevard. I had on 5-inch heels. And they had us all 5 of us lined up. And my sister-in-law was like, don't you want to go get real criminals? Like, so they're like, the one, like, there was like one of the white cops was just really smug. And he was very like, oh, none of you all have ever been in trouble. We're all like, no. He's like, you mean to tell me none of you all have ever been arrested? None of you all have ever felt handcuffs? We're like, no. And he was very like, you could tell he was kind of pissed. Like, so I'm like, you know, I had to squat down, like, all that kind of stuff. And so then they tell me, my sister-in-law and her friend, we could go get back in the car. Because mind you, while we're lined up, they ransacked the car, which they did not have a warrant to do. But I did not want to make a big scene. When was this? 2 weeks ago.
All they need is probable cause.
But they didn't have any.
Yeah, they kind of sort of did. Everybody smelled like weed. Hello.
No, not everybody, because I never got out of the car. I never smoked shit.
But if they smell weed,
well,
that's probable cause.
Them smoking it the whole time. Not to mention we were in the park illegally because the park closed at 9. That just goes to show you that we're not real potheads. Because we don't know where to go. But then, the next thing was, so they had us lined up for like 45 minutes. They go through my whole car. Then next thing you know, they tell me, my sister-in-law, and her friend to go get back in the car. But they still didn't give us back our IDs, and they still didn't give me back the car keys. So the next thing you know, they lock up my other two friends.
What?
And so we're still thinking, okay, they're gonna lock us
All right,
up
just
too.
give us their first names. Okay, never mind.
We still thought we were gonna get locked up because they didn't give us back our stuff. We just figured they were trying to do 2 at a time in case we wanted to run because, you know, we were trying to flee.
Where are you running with 5-inch heels on? Go ahead.
Thank you. So I start freaking out. My other friend who got locked up starts instantly crying. The other one looks pissed. I'm like, okay, what do we do? And that same smug asshole was like, you need to leave. You need to leave right now. Because this is after he told us, oh, well, you guys aren't that goody-goody smoking an illegal substance. I said, I wouldn't smoke the shit. So we get back in the car, and a nice cop comes over. He's like, you know, the precinct is down here. Come, because we had their purses. Because they emptied out all of our purses in the seat. Pulled out all my CDs. I have books in the car. They went through all the books. It was like insane. We went from, oh, we're getting a ticket to people
Somebody going to jail.
So we go down to the precinct. It was right down the block. And I called my friend's boyfriend. He thought I was joking, like I was just doing the Chelsea joke, but I was serious.
Say the name of your show.
Huh?
The Chelsea joke.
Wow. Oh, yeah,
He didn't
yeah.
believe me. And then I was like, you know, very serious. So he comes. Then they tell us that the one, my other friend who's from New York, because I didn't mention the other girl that got locked up, is from California. So my friend could have gotten let out. She could have gotten let out with they call it a DAT, which is like a ticket at the desk in the precinct. But because the other girl's from California, you can't legally, she has to see the judge. Now that they've locked her up. So they decided, let me keep them together. And it was just insane. Basically, long story short. Actually, I forgot to mention, they asked for my registration. I couldn't find it. But they asked me after the fact, which again, illegal. They had to go to central booking on Queens Boulevard. And they didn't get out until the next day. The judge didn't even see my first friend. She was like, this is bullshit. Bye. No fine, nothing. So it was really a waste of taxpayer dollars, actually. And then the other girl from California was still in there like 3 hours after by herself. But they were in there with real criminals. It was like, so, but I didn't get locked up.